Hello, and welcome to another edition of Broadshore Politics. I'm Greg,
Louis,
and today is St. Patty's Day, 2018, March 17th, and we want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're not drinking too much, and definitely not drinking and driving.
that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. Anyway, we're here today. Late yesterday, we got news that uh, Jeff Sessions had fired the acting director, Andrew McCabe of the FBI, 2 days before to get his pension where he could retire for 20 years. A lot of people are saying a lot of backlash against President Trump about the timing of this. So we're here today to discuss both sides of it and to see what other options are on the table as far as McCabe going forward. So Louis, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think that this was a justified firing?
No.
Well, why?
First of all, if Mr. McCabe is or was a career service servant by the laws of the nation, you can't just fire. There are procedures that you file something against that person, and then we have to go to a committee. It happened to me. And this is completely out of control, what is going on right now with this guy. He wasn't appointed. He's a career civil servant, and he deserved, after what, 20 years or something like that, to have his pension. Then fire him. And that's not going to be another situation. I believe due to the service, how we call it, civil servant situation, he has to go to a due procedure that happened to me. Mr. Trump is completely out of whack.
I disagree.
So go ahead.
Well, because what happened after James Comey was let go, terminated, fired? Why did Andrew McCabe keep all of Comey's memos?
Because everything at the time was already filed up and archived. So he had to do it. Because that's what you are supposed to do.
No, he's not allowed to keep somebody else's memos that is
Under
no longer.
government
No, not
structure,
under policy dictated
He's
by the
supposed-
government. And I'm going to tell you why.
What?
Tell you why.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why. If you keep other people's memos, or if you keep other people's notes, or if you keep other people's dossiers.
Greg,
No,
that's
you
what
can't
the CIA and the FBI is supposed to do.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
yes.
No, you're talking
can't
about a
just throw out.
terminated person. You're somebody who's terminated.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you can't.
You can't terminate
And then-
somebody, no, just for on that
And-
function.
And then you can't go to a reporter and disclose what's in these memos.
That's-
You're basically. I have a question. if you'd have done this at a job, say you'd have done this where you have competitors at another job, say you work for Walmart and you gave memos to Amazon.
That's completely different.
No, it's not. It's just like our competitors. You know, who
Sorry.
knows? Who knows?
We are talking about government situation, not now.
Let me finish.
Private
Let me
company.
finish.
Okay, go ahead.
This reporter could have been from the Russian news agency.
Oh, that we have already.
Okay. Well, but I'm just saying you can't give this information to an agency because who's our competitor in the world is Russia. Well, we're on a fine line here, and
We are on a fine line.
The timing of the firing, okay, was coincidental maybe. I don't know, but I think it was justified. It would have been nice if they'd have let him last through the weekend, maybe, just for his family. But at this point in time, who knows what other memos he's given to other people that were James Comey's memos. And that raises a red flag as far as I'm concerned.
Right. In this administration, Trump's administration, we are having red flags every minute. I see red flags all over. I don't remember having any administration so bumpy like this administration. Never see it. No. Problems here, which is normal. We are not now perfect. We have our imperfections as a human being. But things are now completely out of whack. I can't even figure what Mr. Trump is trying to accomplish. I know Mr. Trump since the 80s in New York City.
Okay, now let's don't go back to past history now.
Okay.
Because we could go to the Stormy Daniels
No,
controversy.
I'm gonna pass that out.
Well,
I'm
we
talking
can't go to
about
past
stuff.
history because we have to be concerned
No.
with everything from the time
But see,
From
what
the time
Mr.
he-
the way Mr.
we have
Trump
to
went,
we have to be concerned with the time that he officially got into the race, the
Because-
Republican race, okay, as a presidential candidate up to this point now. You cannot go back in history.
no, because what we see now, nationwide and worldwide, with Mr. Trump is, that's what he has been doing since the beginning of the 80s. That has been a pattern. That's what I went back to that point. Has been a pattern.
Pattern of what?
The way he behaves to nowadays,
What
right
kind
now.
of, what kind of pattern?
He loves,
Explain yourself.
okay. He thrives on a habit. That's what he likes. Everything is bumpy. That's what he tries to. He doesn't try. He does it because he knows how to do it. The problem is this kind of behavior is not supposed to be with the President of the United States. We never seen like that. I never seen anything like that. From beginning of the 20th century, with any other president. Bumpy here, bumpy there, but
So you're saying you were around in 1900? That's the beginning of the 20th century.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
No.
So how old are
bumpy.
you?
I may be about 375 years old.
I am nearby. but you're talking about
And talk about the way Mr. Trump behaves. many things that happen in the White House shouldn't even come, should even be broadcast, should be right there within the White House and take care of the situation without going. As he says, fake news. He keeps feeding the fake news. And that's every day, every other hour.
I've got a counterpoint to that.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. From the moment he was elected president, there was a backlash against him. He has been fighting and fighting his way through his inauguration, his first year in office, fought and fought and fought against detractors, right and left. I mean, I've never ever seen how people reacted to him winning the election, as far as not giving him a chance. And he's never had the chance. He's never had a chance.
He's got
a
all the
righteous
chance.
A righteous chance.
He's a liar.
He's never given a righteous chance.
Greg, he's a
So,
liar.
what about
That's the way he got elected.
What about-
lying to the American people.
prove it?
Well, I can't go into that.
Oh,
He's a pervert. I don't know.
so you can't go into
What?
you can't tell
His
us what he's
sexual
lied about?
preference?
No, the lying. What
Oh,
are
I'm
you
talking
talking
about lying. I mean, he lied. He's not a pervert. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter
I
what
said
his sex.
lying.
You
lying.
said lying, but you did bring up the word pervert.
I didn't.
You just said it.
No. You asked me.
No, I just said.
Greg, I didn't say pervert.
That was the White House. That was the White House. Sorry. Anyway, I got a hot tip coming up, but anyway, we'll save that for next week. Anyway, the problem we have here is Trump has tried to do his best. He has tried to work with both parties, especially the Democrats across the aisle. What did it take to get the tax reform? What did it take to do that? Basically a shutdown of the government to make them act on that. But it did happen, and now look where we're at now. Tax reform.
We don't know
Money
what's
is going
coming
back
ahead.
into the economy.
Greg,
I believe it's working. I believe it's working good.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because money, if you put more money in people's pockets, they're going to spend more money.
Oh, I understand. That makes the economy revolving.
That's the tax reform. Well, the White House is definitely hot to trot here today.
No,
So,
I'll talk
news.
about that. But see, when I say Mr. Trump is a liar, because he lied to the American people, and he keeps lying. He's good because he learned that long time ago, 60 years. How to reverse words here and there to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. But many times he doesn't have foundation. It's all lies. He said, I'm using my own money to fund my campaign. And now, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling that NRA has helped him to become a president. I do believe it.
Is he the only one they help.
No, he's not the only one. That's the problem in American politics. It seems to me that everybody is being on the take by the NRA. They have a lot of money. They have billions. And they help every candidate that is in need of money to run a campaign. So they all have a string attached.
But I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is Andrew McCabe funded by the NRA? Was
I
he
don't
funded?
think so.
Well, then
Because no, he doesn't. He never ran for a political position.
he was appointed acting director of the FBI
He,
because he was deputy director under James Comey.
he wasn't appointed. They just like what happened.
He had to be appointed because they
No,
could
they
find-
just told him, stay there for now, till we find somebody.
Okay. Well, have they found
Because
somebody?
he was,
I think they have. I think they have.
yeah, that's why now they came after the guy.
Yeah.
But that's the way
But,
Mr.
but,
Trump
he,
works.
but he did missteps along the way.
We all do, don't you?
I didn't say I was perfect.
That's what I'm talking about.
But at this point in time, I believe Andrew McCabe was justified in getting fired only because he leaked the memos, the Comey memos, to a reporter, a news reporter.
We don't know at this point he was told to do it.
By who?
Well, whoever was above him.
Vladimir
Who was
Putin.
above him?
Vladimir Putin?
I do believe so.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's another issue.
Right. But at this point, so where do you stand as far as this goes now? Do you believe that this was justified or this was a miscarriage of justice?
That's a miscarriage of justice, as you said. Okay, let the guy retire, then fire him. I have no problem
Well,
with that.
if you retire, you
If
can't be
you
fired.
No, he retires from the system, he gets his pension. And, okay, he can just resign. Because that's what happened to me.
Okay. But it's we're talking apples and oranges here.
No,
You weren't in charge of documents that were highly sensitive
I had
to the United States of America.
for her.
For HUD, but that's just, it's not.
He's one of the agencies of the United States
But
government.
I got a question. What was it? Was it something that could be pending as far as a Russian probe, or could it be something as far as something with national security?
No, national security.
Yeah.
But no, I still have that
Well, you still have documents?
on the computer.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Well, I know.
Doesn't matter. But
But-
I keep to the day I die.
But I got a question though.
Those are documents.
We are.
I don't wanna put it out.
But we.
Doesn't matter anymore.
My question is, so you believe Donald Trump acted rashly in firing Andrew McCabe?
No. He doesn't act rationally anyway. He's just on spite of the time.
Well,
Boom! And he blows up.
I beg to differ because I think so far, given a chance, when he is given the chance, he has been able to get this country into a better direction than we had in the previous 8 years. And I believe that going forward with the tax reform, the infrastructure, I believe that this country will be better off in the long run than it was the last 8 years. And given a chance. You know, in the last
Because
year
he's
and a
crazy
half,
habit.
the Democrats have tried or are trying to impeach him 27 times.
The Republicans tried to impeach Obama, what, 300?
No,
Oh,
never
yeah.
documented, never documented, never documented. So now I believe with the Stormy
from the
Daniels,
beginning, 2008, the Republicans tried to impeach and stop Obama on every situation.
not when the Democrats controlled the House.
The Republicans controlled the House
Not
at
always.
the point.
Not
Oh,
always.
yes.
Not always.
Oh, yes. And
It was a split. It was divided between the Senate and the House.
Mr. Trump is a little luckier than Obama was. Because he's got, on both sides of the House, Republicans, and he's a Republican. So everything is on one side, and the other side, the Democrats are down. Now, have you noticed, this is starting to be a pattern? The guy, what's his name? I don't remember his name in Alabama.
Roy Moore.
A Republican. Trump went there to boost, and he lost to a Democrat in a area that normally the Republicans won.
So what are we saying here? That
That's
the
what I'm saying,
midterm,
establishing a pattern. Now, what's the other guy in Pennsylvania? He went there.
we're
to
still in a
boost.
runoff on that one. Still in a
Yeah.
runoff.
You're still in a runoff, but officially the Democrat won.
Okay, so what you're saying is
There is a
the
situation,
midterm elections could be
a
construed.
backlash against Trump.
Okay, then what's going to happen then?
Democrats is going to regain.
Control the House and the Senate.
I'm not so sure if they are going to control, but they're going to be. Right now, that's the GOP, that's the Democrat. They might be even, which is going to, no, cost Mr. Trump a lot more problems.
Well, at this point,
Am I
in time,
right or not?
At this point in time, I believe Trump is
So I'm
fighting
just
the
trying to
media.
extrapolate that situation. I don't know what's
This
going
is
to happen
this is
tomorrow.
what's happening. Donald Trump has had to fight everybody, including
He's fighting himself.
including the media,
He's fighting himself.
the crappy media.
Now it's crap. It used to be fake. Now it's crappy.
Well,
Oh, that's another adjective.
It's fake and crappy. Crappy fake.
Now we got two adjectives
Okay.
to the same thing.
Or I could or I could go back to shithole. Okay, either one. But he's had to fight it because now the Stormy Daniels thing, which is no longer, a part of the situation, is, this happened in 2006. All right, this doesn't mean anything as far as his credibility or any of this, because this happened 12 years ago.
She's after money. That's all.
Well,
As all of those
then
women,
why is the media jumping all over this story?
because the media makes money on exactly on those things. That's
Oh,
what
really?
the media is for.
Well, then I'm back to crappy media.
What do you want? If they don't come up with those things, we wouldn't have stations like NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, whatever.
But I've never seen it this bad. Picking on one person the entire time. And plus many of them have been called on the carpet because of fake news stories.
Greg is Mr. Trump's fault.
Nope.
I tell you, and I tell you why. from the beginning. He started to attack the media with fake media here, fake media there, and now you added another adjective to that. Crap. I have no problem with that. The problem is he put himself in a situation that now the so-called fake media is attacking him. And I don't think they are wrong, but those are the media is an established part of our society as a so-called free society. I don't feel like we have a free society
Well,
anymore.
I have a question.
In the
I have a
40s
question.
and 50s.
I have a question. I have a question.
Mm.
Okay, should the media be held accountable
For
everything that they do?
the
Why? Fake reporting?
they report what they get.
Don't
It
you do
might
your
be
facts?
wrong.
You don't do your fact checking? You don't do
They
any of
many
this?
many times they do it,
Well, many times they don't. They run
but
with
they
a
don't
story.
get it. They run.
They run a story and then
They
it's
have
not
to make
true.
the money.
Well, I understand that, but I'm to the
Mr.
point.
Trump does what he does because he wants money too.
Okay.
So
All right.
everybody is at the same time, the same situation. We gotta make money. So we make it. We have people we have to pay, and the media, the fake and crap media. Now I have to say both. They have to pay reporters, cameramen, technical people. They have to pay all those people, and they don't make it $90 an hour.
But I have a question.
Go ahead.
If you run a fake news story, what is worse, a fake news story
Or
or the correct news story?
how much can you be corrected?
A fake news story.
You can't be
Because
corrected.
the fake one generates more viewers and
Okay.
makes more money.
You saw what happened with the so-called bridge in Florida.
Well, that's for another story. We'll
No,
touch
no,
on
no.
that.
I'm gonna say it right now. Is that a fake news?
No, that's
See, it's proven. They are showing what happened.
okay. What about
Now,
the,
when we
what
talk,
about the Stormy Daniels? Where's the video on that? Where's the
Hold
proof
on.
on that?
that's how I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, when you get to this situation, like, as you said, stormy, now we are in a gray area, like a twilight zone.
Oh, our theme song.
You don't think so?
I said it's our theme song.
Right.
Okay.
And so, now, you, the news guys, they are stepping eggs. And sometimes they just step on the wrong egg.
Oh. Okay, now we're talking about eggs, making me hungry. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, anyway, I think we'll leave it at that.
You leave the tap and I have some.
What is your parting shot? Your parting shot for this episode. Garage door politics. Your parting shot. The last thing you want to say.
Oh, I have something to say. That's the last thing.
All right.
We have shown that throughout this program. Greg is drinking a Bud Light, and I am drinking a Coors Banquet. Some of you people may not agree what we are doing, drinking while we talk. we, Greg and I, we have agreed to have it right here in front of the camera to show everybody that we are just common citizen people. We sit together, we drink our beer, and we laugh, we disagree, we agree, and that's what we have been doing now. Thank you very much. Have a good night. See you next time.
And that is this episode of Garage Door Politics. We'll see you next time when we will be discussing another hot topic in the world of politics in the United States. Good night, Louis.
Good night.